Alright, I'm hoping this is going to be the last build installment of the Mineral Collection by LEGO Ideas. This is set number 21362, contains 880 pieces, retails for $59.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, this is what we've done so far, and I think this one's bags 1 and 2, and this is 3 and 4. So we pretty much had finished up these two building guides. And what we have determined is that this is 1 to 3 builders, which is good because this is a good collaborative build for more of an educational institution type set. And today in this installment, we're probably going to be wrapping up with bags 5, 6, and 7. And so far, I'm still not interested in the build. Today is September 10th, 2025, so I didn't finish it up in one day because I want to do some other stuff. But this one's not too interesting to me, but at least I'm being honest with you. And yeah, and it's built okay. These things are just tacked on here. They're meant to be removed, which is okay. I mean, that's quite fine. The score right now is at a 7, just because of these transparent pieces are just heavily scratched. Build quality, I'd say, is average for this. These are actually built pretty strong. I was expecting these to fall apart, but they're not falling apart at all, which is cool. But the builds are more or less just eye candy, that kind of thing. So today we're going to hopefully finish this up here with building guide number 3. And let me get building guide number 1 here, because this tells us what rocks we're building today. They do not have them labeled in the book. But, so we're going to be the Amethyst and the Rhodochrosite, more like redstone type thing, and that's what we're working on today. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it with bag 5. And one of the things that I'm always looking for in these sets is what kind of build are we doing? Is this going to be a collaborative build? Is this something interesting? Is this something we could share with the family? And so far from what I can tell, it is collaborative, so I think this would be good for an institution type setting, like for educational use. But I don't think this would be really suitable for anybody who's just wanting to build this, unless you're heavy into this type of topic. You know, at least I'm being honest with you. I'm not lying to you here. Just doesn't suit me very well. Okay, how bad is this? A slight pit. Alright, remember we're at a 7, so hopefully it doesn't go down any further. This one's in really good shape. We've got 4 of them to go through. That one's in good shape. Lego, what are we doing? Hanging on to a 7? That's barely passing right now. Oh, Lego, I'm going to have to drop it down to a 6. Never mind, we spoke too soon. Okay. So, well, let's get going here. Yeah, I do great. So every set, like I mentioned in the previous installment, start off at 10s, and we just chip away at the score. So, like right now, for example, we're chipping away at it. It does come with the Brick Separator, which is cool. But for me personally, though, this is something that, you know, like I said, if you're not interested into this type of, if you're not interested in this type of build, you know, it's not going to be too, why did I put that like that? It's not going to be too entertaining. So I've already built enough of these. And is it repetitious? I'm looking at, you know, builder 1, builder 2, builder 3. So I'm not going into repetitious anymore. It depends on how the build is. And I'd say this is a good little educational collaborative group build. So I think this one here would be a really good thing for the classroom. So when I do the review, yeah, I'll mention that. As far as for just fun build, I would say this one's probably not. Yeah. So I've been kind of doing some sketches of some new tutorials. Haven't really gotten to anything, but I'm slowly getting there. And I'm trying to come up with some very unique ideas that are not unachievable builds. I'm just trying to come up with some good ideas that I know some will actually enjoy putting together. That kind of thing. Alright, start setting off parts here. Boy, imagine if this was the old brittle brown. Man, that would just crumble apart just by looking at it. Yeah, but no critique with the author of the set. But this set we've already discussed. You know, unless you're not, if you're into this theme, it's a gold mine. But if you're like me, this set here is mostly just targeted towards a smaller build audience. Like, I'm into vacuum tubes. Just imagine if I do you know, vacuum tube builds. And put it up on Ideas and sold 1 million copies of it. You know, not a lot of people are into that. So I try to keep everything more common. That kind of thing. Okay, we're going to have to take several of these little windows and put these pieces in here. I have some of these that are in brittle brown, so these newer brown will be fine to replace those. So we got to make 2 columns, which means I got to double up to 4 windows. I don't bother checking these. They're in a small bag. I'm sure they're fine. I've never really seen these ever get scratched. Usually it's the big stuff that Lego tosses in there. But some of you mentioned about the manufacturing process. Yeah, why does it matter, Jay? It's just for kids. Yeah, but Lego's expensive. Why would you want to buy damaged stuff? Would you go out and buy a 90-inch LED flat screen television that's all scratched and beat up and it looked like it was used? I wouldn't. That wouldn't be fun. No. So that's why I do that. I have sorted out some more parts. I'm getting rid of some older sets. So I'm slowly building up my library, but the parts I need, they don't have them here in the States anymore. I have to wait probably 4 years to get them. So I can't get the parts I need to finish up some builds. So it means some tutorials are just put on hold. That kind of thing. Okay, I can always use brown window frames, and I'm really surprised they don't make these columns here 6 bricks or 6 bricks tall instead of 4. Okay, we'll take some of our scratched windows, we'll put them in here. Okay, I gotta remember these face like this. They all face one way. Yeah, it's been cool here. It's in the 80s right now. It's nice weather, except if you're working indoors in an office, that's not fun. And by the time I get home, I'm tired. I did go out in my backyard today and did some work, probably for a whole 20 minutes, and then of course the gardener has to come late, and I just thought, my goodness, dude, you need to come a little earlier so I can enjoy my backyard. That kind of thing. But I got that all done, and what I'm going to plan on doing this, I don't know if I need to order firewood this winter or not. I got to think if I need to or not. I got to look. I got like half a cord of firewood, so it should be enough for those cold nights. I rarely ever have fires, but usually what I do is I like to order when I used to do a lot of the heavy camping, I would order a cord and burn up last year's cord, and then that stuff would cure up and dry out for about a year, and then the next year it'd be dry and stuff, which always worked. Okay, now it looks like we're building the other part of the frame to this. Yeah, I'm getting more of the comments on here that you guys and gals prefer this crude type of video. You know, these are not scripted or anything like that. Oh yeah, I gotta read that disclaimer again. These are just my notes. These are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just simply my notes that I do when I build these sets. I will try my best to illustrate everything, but I cannot give a guarantee. that kind of thing. And yeah, I have to read that off because, well, some people, this is a little too serious for them, so I have to remind them this is just fun. This is just something I do in my free time, to cut down on the screen time. And my free time, I don't want to spend it on the screen. So this is what I prefer. This is hands-on. I get to get my hands dirty and put parts together here. When you're building your frames, just build both sides. They're both the same. These go like this. At least it comes with the brick separator, so that's good news. I had somebody that got mad at me because I didn't answer them fast enough in an email. So I'm going to have to go through and put disclaimers before sending me an email. Note that I do have a life off of YouTube, and I work for a living. This is not my job. It's kind of that point where I have to write up disclaimers because 99% of the other LEGO YouTubers, this is their career. They're professional LEGO reviewers. I'm a professional software engineer. I'm a computer programmerist. That's what I do, Now let's get these acquainted with each other here. Boy, this one's kind of wiggly here, but we haven't finished it yet. Now, I'm not saying that these are going to be built bulletproof, but, that kind of thing. So there's our shelf. And yeah, we absolutely have no pieces remaining. Isn't that weird for bag 5? Yeah, not too bad at all. And so far, it's pretty sturdy. Alright, now we're moving on to bag 6, which is that redstone looking thing. Okay. So yeah, this set is sadly a 6. Lack of play value is one thing, but the packing is what killed this one here. I think I would have dinged off maybe just a little bit for play value, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to fail this one totally, just because it is a collaborative build, and you get some unique pieces in here. So if any consolation, you can just use the set for parts if you get it as a gift, and you're like me and go, oh, I don't know about this. Wow, step 19, you got to put a bunch on here. Look at all the transparent red bricks we get in here. I remember these when I was a little boy. I thought these were cool. I would stack a whole bunch of rainbow colored bricks together, like just transparent ones, like a rainbow, and I would just they would be good to shine the little flashlight through them, or if you had the old school power functions, just to put they had a 2x2 brick that you'd have a little light inside. You just plug that in there. Very cool, very cool. And yeah, not too bad. So I think it's better to break this one down into building guide form, just because I can, to makes the build a little easier to digest. So if you're stuck on one section, you don't have to watch the whole video. So that's my intent. I have a tutorial that I'm working on that needs these in that color. Matter of fact, I have 2 tutorials. One that's actually done that uses that part in that color. So if you've got some brown 1x1 plates with the 3.2 shaft and the 1.5 hole, yeah, hoard them up. You may need them. I know I'm going to need them. I already got them for my builds, but that should be enough for you to build something cool. And, I get that question, Jay, where do you get your parts from for your tutorials? Sets like this. It's just any ordinary set that you'd buy at the store. Nothing special about my parts, it's just where I get them. And, yeah, so for those who've always wanted to know, well, now you know. Now you know. That's a regular, is that a hollow stud or is that just something to, oh, transparent hollow studs are very valuable, so hang on to these here. They're good for, you know, building, like when I build my campfires or something with water would work. You also get some of these little shaft pieces here. Sorry if the focus is kind of weird on this camera. So what I'm doing right now, and if you've seen me do this before, if I can't find a certain part, I start sorting things out by color and or part type, depends, and then I start from there. Like right now I'm trying to get these. They go in backwards, so just make sure you put them in where the tubes are facing upwards, that kind of thing. So yeah, we're kind of looking and going to, girlfriend and I are looking for a place to go for winter, to go camping. The good thing about winter camping is you don't have to sweat your buns off. If it gets too hot, you would just, yeah, when it gets too hot, it's harder to cool down versus when it's cold outside, you can just layer up. I was trying to say, hey, wait a minute, did I put that in wrong? No, I did not. There's a stud that goes there. So, okay, so far this is what yours should look like. Okay. Somebody asked me why I cut my hand, just so the autofocus doesn't go all berserk and focus on something in the background. But for me personally, though, this is not a set that I'm just totally interested in. I've mentioned this in a few other installments, but when they're here for review, I have to do them. I can't just skip them. So when they're here, it's my obligation. Lego's pretty generous on how we can present these. They're not like some that we've done in the past, or I've done in the past, where they'll they tell us exactly what we have to say. Okay, now it looks like we're building probably the sides to this here. But I've done like that one for Epic Games, that Fortnite box. We were told how to say things, when to say it, and all that stuff, versus Lego. The only thing they ask us to do is to say these sets were provided by the Lego group. They don't even tell us to say thank you, but it's just courtesy. Just say thank you and be done with it. That kind of thing. So the whole thing about that is, it's just being courteous to say thank you for something, even if it's something I'm not interested in. Because at the end of the day, Lego doesn't have to send anything to me. They can close that down since we're done. You know, so every day is doing this stuff is always going to be a treat. Don't forget this piece back here. As I looked at that and I thought, oh, we got to be careful. Oh, 3 of them. Lots of little small parts in this one today. Some of you have been asking about Christmas sets. I am getting to those. Right now, though, I want to get this one here done first, just so I can start doing the Christmas stuff full blast instead of just a rock set. I'm gonna do rocks today. Now I know what Charlie Brown must have went through. Oh no, we did Charlie Brown. Imagine if Lego came out with the Peanuts set. That'd be so cool. Will they? We still haven't even seen Pokemon yet. But it would be kind of cool though. Alright, so this goes right back here like that. Is that in the center? Looks like it is. Right next to those things here. Careful, this thing is really just kind of kind of mushy right now. Okay, now it looks like we're doing another half here. But I got a lot of stuff going for projects this year. I just got to get time to do them. And that's the problem, though. I have a big imagination. I have a lot of parts. I don't think it matters which way this piece goes, the one with the 2 studs. It doesn't matter, though. I just need to get going on it here. What's with you people racing down a dead-end street for? It's like you're going to get there in a hurry, but I guess to some they're running out of time. But I just I really want to get back into my own builds. I want to get back into writing up building guides. Are these clear? Are there? Okay, be very careful. That's black. This one here is actually clear. Does it matter? I don't know yet. But it goes like this. Take a closer look at it here. This is what you're supposed to look like. There's the top part. Honestly, it looks like somebody just threw some junk together and set it to build. Okay. Yeah, I'm bored with this, to be honest. I mean, like I said, though, this is good for educational value. Okay, so there's supposed to be a clear stud here, and then the 2 black ones are on the other studs. You're going to have to pay attention to the building guides. It's not like they're hard to follow, but you can easily miss stuff. 1, 2. Yeah, looks like we got enough on there, and this goes here. It's almost like something you see like in Star Wars or something. I did get a question asked, Jay, will you ever do Star Wars sets? No, I'm not really into Star Wars builds. So, because those sets, I'm going to be honest with you, don't look appealing to me. So, if you're looking for a Star Wars build, like a review, I am sorry. You know, those would be insta-fails because I wouldn't just simply be interested in them. So that's why I don't do Star Wars. So you can be like, whew, Jay, I'm glad, because I don't want to hear you roast those. I'm not roasting any sets yet. Well, that does not want to go in there. And then this goes upside down. Where? Okay, it goes like this. Upside down in here like that. You know, honestly, this looks junky so far. I'd really like to see the guy's original creation that he built. Usually, I don't ever grade that this is the quality that this gentleman had produced, because his quality is probably different than Lego. Lego wants us to dumb it down, or Lego wants to do that for us. There was some people that will show me an idea and they'll use that goes there, and it's actually crooked. There are some people that will show me their builds with these full custom parts, and I just want to, you know, emphasize on you can use Studio, you can make your own parts, but be careful, because sometimes Lego will not do it. Some people will share me concepts of parts that I wish did exist. Boy, that's hard to get those in there. But Lego sometimes will frown upon new concepts of ideas and stuff. I don't know why. This piece goes right down in there. Boy, this is meant for 18 up. Boy, you're going to have a hard time with little fingers. And there's one that goes right there. If you think you're done with those, no, 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 you got more to put in there. We got to go for this whole pile right here. We got another 7 to put in there. Isn't that fun? Am I having fun with this? No. By all means, no, I'm not. Like right now, I had to put I was working on a prototype for a tutorial, and I saw this across the room. I thought, oh, that's right, I got to get this set done first. So in order for me to build my own imaginative stuff, I got to do somebody else's imagination first. At least with my tutorials, though, you are getting trying to figure out if that goes there or not. You're getting something from my imagination. Oh, there's supposed to be a round plate that goes right here. All right, right there. I forgot that. Yeah. It's like I really want to get this one done here. I really want to get it done so I can move on to something fun today. And then now we're over here. You know, somebody had asked me, well, Jay, what if you skip a set? Let's say you just don't do it. Well, Lego would want to know why I didn't do it. And 2, if I don't do something boring like this, I just simply forget it. What they would do is they just won't send me any more stuff until I do it, and I have to give them an explanation. So, you know, you always hear me use that phrase, your vegetables before your dessert. Well, that's what we're doing here. And I don't know how exact these are here. I don't know how critical they are. But so far, we got one more to find out where they go. The instructions are kind of hard to digest here. Does it go on that hollow stud? No, it doesn't. It goes right here. I'll give you an overhead view when I get that in there. You got to put all those on there. I don't know how critical they have to be in terms of position. I'm sure they have to face outwards. We don't have a whole lot left here. Yeah. We don't have a whole lot left. And this one goes right here, it looks like. Yeah. Starting to look like something now. Got a piece of coral. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you though, I'm ready for winter. I've been reading a lot of your comments on YouTube. At least I'm still reading those. I'm trying to. Some of you have been feeding me some really good ideas, some ideas like set reviews. Some of you want to see me review certain sets. I really can't. Oh, this is starting to come apart, Lego. Careful with that. Make sure you keep that on a flat surface. This one's really brittle. Alright, now it's like we're doing large crystal now. I think we're just going to index it as crystals. At least we're doing something here with the transparent parts. How often do we get to work with stuff like this? I don't work with a lot of transparent pieces. So this is kind of like a treat here, in a way. And you just got to do like a 3x3 little thing. This one's going to be hard to line up here. You got to get it done first here. Yeah, this one here is just really hard to line up. And I think what I'm going to do before I do anything, I'm going to stick this tile in here. Just kind of straighten that out a little bit, because boy, that was just kind of just starting to crunch in there. This might not even look that good, and this tile here in the middle wants to sink in. Lego, you could have made a 3x3 transparent red plate. I'm sure nobody would object to that. I got 2 black studs and some other things. I must have forgot a stud somewhere. That means I'll have to go through it and see here. But this goes... oh, it goes right on that. Okay. It's redstone. Are we missing studs in here? I got 1 extra red stud. But I don't see where it would go. Let's see here. This is where I kind of get irritated. Because I really, here I go complaining again, but I don't really want to work on this one today. Why am I doing it? Just so I can get it done so I can do something else. I don't see where these other studs would go. So I guess that's it. That one wasn't too fun. This just feels very flimsy here. Very flimsy. And this one goes on the bottom shelf here. Put that in there. Well, it doesn't matter what to, but I'm going to try to get that as centered as I can. And then I'm just going to rotate it so it doesn't look so stale. And this is what we have remaining here for bag 6. Not too bad. That one wasn't too fun. Alright, now we're going to be doing bag 7, which is the Amethyst crystal or rock. And yeah, while I'm unbagging this, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. Always can help. Helps a lot. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and Rebrickable customers, in addition to my subscribers, as well as the likes and the comments. Every bit helps, right? Every bit helps. So I can do more builds and or customs and less set reviews. But in order for me to do that, I got to get time off of work. That's what the contributions are for. It goes for a little bit of everything. But I don't buy sets with that. Alright, check your bags. Rip that apart just to get the parts out of here. I really want to get this one done. So, the next sets are all holiday related. They look interesting on the box, on their respected boxes. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun once this one's out of the way. So this is, after this I have 6 more left before my batch is done. And yeah. So what does that mean? It means we'll be doing the fun stuff first. And you got to unbag all those small bags to build this little column. Start sorting parts out while I'm here. Looking for white pieces, but I can't find them. So the only thing about this set that I could really safely say, though, there's no stickers, and it's a collaborative build, so it's not like we're totally wasting our time. Do I feel like I'm wasting my time putting this together? I'm going to be honest with you, yes, because I have other things I want to do, and this is just not appealing. So, oh, well, Jay, you get this for free. Why are you complaining? My time is not free. I could be spending time with my girlfriend. I could be spending time with the family. I could be doing a lot of other things. Building my own mocks. And this is not one of them here. So, if anybody says, well, Jay, you get it for free. Why complain? Well, that's why. I got to look for that little tile that has a paw print on it. We got a dog biscuit hiding in there. Okay. Alright, so it wants it laid flat, so I'm assuming we start with the 1x3 here, a 2 and a 3. That's your 2, and then your 3, and then you lay it flat like that. Looks like the book, doesn't it? And then now we got to do all these column things here. Now we got to make a... Oh, they're different. We'll just do them like the book shows here. I mean, these get a lot of snot bricks, which are cool. And so what my goal is for the review on this set today, I'm going to review it after this, of course. But it will just be a 360 spin and we dive right on into the review. There's really not a whole lot to discuss with this set here. It's like I got to go do close-ups. I can bring everything up like this and we can just take a closer look at everything. I don't want to spin and make this a 30-minute video on this one set. That would not be, for my sanity purposes, no. No. Not on this one. This is a lot of these two items I know we've seen in this crystal here. I know we've seen in Minecraft, and I finally got my Fortnite game work, and apparently it does not work with an RTX 5090 for some reason. It had something to do with DirectX or something. So I had to put a 4090 in there, and it started working okay again. So I don't know what to do with that is, and I've never seen this piece in that color. So I had to get Fortnite to work again, just something to do over the weekend with some of my Lego buddies, and then while we're playing video games and such. So that's always a thing to do. So I'm always looking for fun sets to put together, you know, something to do. So if you and your kids are interested in this set, you know, like I said, this is good for educational, but also for if you're just plain interested. I've had some of my viewers say it's about time somebody like you comes out and reviews sets, even if you're not interested, just to give them a whirl. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of those reviewers anymore. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, even on the Ambassador thing, they like every set that LEGO produces. There's sets that I like. There's sets I don't like, you know, and this is one I just don't care for. Some of the sets, I'm like, LEGO, why couldn't you make this like years ago? Would have been really cool. But of course, years ago, we didn't have the parts, nor the... like when I was a kid, we didn't have internet, so the internet wasn't around publicly. Boy, we're sure putting on a lot of cheese slopes on this today. Yeah, so it's a nice pretty purple here. Really nice deep purple for this one. I was going to ask my bunch if they wanted to go out for a dinner on the way home. We get dressed up while I head home, only to find out my mom already went out with her sister, and I thought, well, so I stopped off the diner and got me a, what was that? Like a chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and a veggie. It was pretty good. So I am stuffed today. You're not done. You still got to put more of those little cheese slopes on there. Jay, how many do we have to put on there? A lot. You got to put a bunch on there. Hey, at least it's something that we normally don't have is purple. I'm starting to see these in pink, and now I'm getting them in purple now, in transparent purple. And then we got the boring white on the top. Okay. Start sorting these out because I keep running across those. So I'm looking into getting a, you know, reserving a campsite, and I'll tell you right now, with school being in session, there's not a lot of people taking off, which is even better. And this is what we've done so far. Isn't that cool? It's like sparkly, huh? Not too bad at all. Okay, now we're doing another section of this. Still got a lot of pieces on the workbench, so it's not like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, here in the media server going berserko again, that homemade cardboard thing that I have. I took some parts from an old computer and made a little NAS box, a little media server. It has a TV tuner and stuff in it, and it's kind of cool because I can watch TV outside the house. And the thing about it is that it's just all out of recycled computer stuff. And I was going through some old boards. I have enough to make probably 2 of these machines, so I may do that. Just a homemade media thing. And it also helps with editing videos. Because I can start editing videos on one computer, stop and go into another room and finish up editing. So if I'm going to be with the family, I will do that and just be like, okay, I'll come in here, let me bring the laptop and just continue right where I left off. It is so nice to have something like that. And this was all out of secondhand, junk, broke computer parts. That's just, you know, stuff that would have been in the landfill, but I saved it, and now I have something that I can do. It looks like this goes here, like that. Be careful pressing that down in there. It's not too bad, huh? Not too bad at all. That looks pretty cool. It looks like now we're working on the top. I know some say they don't like the storytellings, but I have to keep doing those. So now I just say, hey, this may not be the channel. At least I'm not lying to them. I'm not for everybody. And you know what? Speaking of subscribing and stuff like that, you know, subscribing to my channel is free. I don't charge or anything like that for it. You know, it's so just talk it over with your family and just say, hey, Jay's cool. He just does a little bit of ranting, and he doesn't really slip up on his new stuff with profanity, so you don't have to worry about that. And I think it'll be fine. You know, I think we'll be okay. Okay, looks like now we're turning our attention to the back here. I don't know how sturdy this is going to be, but I'm sure after we put these in here, this is really going to lock all that in. Yeah, this one here is a little more entertaining here, but it's still, I'd rather do my own projects today. I'm trying to think of anything else here. You know, we already covered about sorting parts while you're building a set. If you're stuck on finding some, start sorting out by part type and part color. Usually it helps. So when we find a piece, we know where it's at. It's all dark gray. If you can see my facial expression. Somebody asked me, I should have a camera pointing towards me. You see my facial expressions. Yeah, that requires more money to buy all that stuff, but it would be kind of cool. And you can see me snub my nose going, ugh. Now I got to dig for one arch here that I cannot find, which goes here. Oh, there it is. We'd find it. Once we started sorting, we found it. Okay. But, is there a stud that goes there? Oh, it's a half round or a quarter round tile. And then we have, okay, let's get that one by one in here first. I'm kind of in a music mood today. I want to listen to some jams. I wish I could do that in here. I really do. I was watching a thing, they say that, you know, some musicians are struggling, and I just sat there at the screen and just laughed my head off and thought, well, now you did that to yourselves. I don't mind streaming music in these. Obviously, I didn't sing it, so I wouldn't take credit for that, but for some, you know, I'm sorting all these out. I'm looking for one more slope here, so I'm just, there it is. And that takes care of the back, supposedly. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to another section here. Boy, I'm already burning through a lot of my memory card on this set. No Christmas sets for a while. It's all rocks right now. So maybe this is the Halloween set. Charlie Brown's Halloween. Happy Halloween, Charlie. With the Great Pumpkin, where what was his name? Linus was sitting in there in the field, and Snoopy came up, and they thought it was the Great Pumpkin. Where he brings all the toys. I think he got it confused with those Santa Claus. Oh man, I miss being a kid. I really do. But now today, it's all work, work, work. No more fun. See, if you're a youngling watching this, and you know you're thinking, "Oh, I can't wait to be an adult." Yeah, you can wait. Trust me, it's not what it's cracked up to be. I thought when I was a kid, like, oh, I get to be an adult and do whatever I want to do. Yeah, I don't get to do what I want to do. Married or even have a girlfriend, yeah, you don't get to do what you want to do. Let's see here, you know. At the end of the day, though, it's get to sit back and relax and put some bricks together. After a long day of typing out code on a computer. And so far, that's what we've done. Alright, now we got a little sub-step here. These are nice to have for making cars and stuff. So a lot of these pieces, they do have uses for them. You just have to find a use for it here. That goes in there like that. Oh, it goes like that. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. We're getting there. Yeah, I was watching just that old school television last night. Watching Alice. Ooh, that just almost crumbled. Be careful with that. And those old sitcoms were kind of cool to watch. I've never really seen all the episodes of Alice, because that was when I was a little kid, and I was mostly interested in Thundercats and He-Man and G.I. Joe and all that stuff. But now it's, I tell you, I like that classic cartoon channel because it's so nice to watch violent cartoons again. In today's standards, it's violent. When I was a kid, it was entertainment. We knew better back then. Especially old Elmer Fudd. That was a fun one to watch. Now they don't even have guns in cartoons anymore. Let alone smoking. They used to have smoking in cartoons. Okay, let me bring this down a little bit here. I'm kind of drooping in this void down here. But I miss all the old stuff. I just do. It's just, I miss being a kid, just all around. Didn't have to worry about bills or taking care of families, that kind of thing. Alright, so, ooh, that's buckling there. That's not good. They show this like this, with like that there. That's just sparkly, huh? Really cool. Now we're building more of the side here. But I miss just the old days, the way things used to be. I remember we used to go on family trips. We were talking about Disneyland, and boy, that almost started a fight until I was like corrected them, like, no, we're not going. That's no, that's too fun for us. I said, we were talking about Disneyland trips and stuff, and I've only been to Disneyland one time in my whole lifetime. And things were simple back then. I know my aunt and her kids have go to Disneyland every year. Now, every year, I mean, that would be a little too much for me, but my bunch is not interested in Disneyland. But just thinking about the old things that we used to do, and because I know I wanted to take my nephew to a water park, and he thought that was that had a bunch of issues with it. And one time I wanted to take him camping, but his mommy said no, and that's why sometimes I wish I had my own family, then I wouldn't have to worry about that. Just getting permission is the problem. I'm only going to be gone for 3 or 4 nights. Oh no, I left it at that. Hey, at least I'm that cool uncle that does things, though. Not the boring type. But now I'm missing. Oh, there it is, right there. Heck, I even get bored and watch Three's Company at night too. Whoever doesn't get tired of that show. Yeah, we're doing this one side of the, what's this called? The Amethyst? Amethyst, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but if you're ever going to get into, boy, this really is just flaking apart. You ever want to get into having your own television tuner in the house? That's the best thing I've ever spent on. Was just getting my own tuner box so I can watch over-the-air television on an iPad or a regular television. I have one of those little attic antennas, that kind of thing, and looks like we got half that done so far. It's looking pretty decent. Not too bad. Okay, now we're focusing on this side here, which is the last side. This one here, unfortunately, you are going to have to stay late to class today because I have to get this behemoth done. But we're going to see if we can breeze through it here. I got 43 minutes left on the memory card. Isn't that cool? And so I'll have to clear it off, and we could do the Christmas stuff. Now it's the 10th. I got that big giant Lego Christmas tree. It's a family set. It has 3,800 pieces, and it says it's Lego's new family theme. It's targeted for family building, and you always hear me say this set's perfect. This right here could be built by the family too. So, yeah, it's a family set. I cannot wait to get to it. But we got to do this set first. This one is in the way, so we have to get it done. Oh, I thought these are mirrors of the last one we did. So how am I going to mention on the review? The set's at a 6 so far. Unless you're into this set, it's just really kind of bland. I don't know how this even got 10,000 supporters, is beyond me. Some of us have even been questioning that, like, how? Jay, your stuff doesn't even get that. No, that's the problem. How did this get 10,000 supporters? I'd still like to know. Maybe I have to bring out more obscure, boring things. Maybe I'll do a tube TV or something, but then again, I'd rather just share the idea with you guys and gals and not give my rights up to Lego. You know. Yeah, but I'm pretty pleased with the new Lego pieces Lego's been producing lately. Some people I mentioned don't like the newer parts. To me, I like having new pieces, because here's the deal. At the end of the day, I could choose if I want to put those in my builds. I don't have to. So I can just say, I want to go back to basics and build some basic stuff. You know, that kind of thing. Well, looks like we got enough, just 2 of these left here. So that tells me we finished up all the transparent stuff there. Now we're back to boring gray again, and black. Some people appreciate my honesty, some want me to sugarcoat these. So yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, you know. Okay, it goes like this here. So you can practically, ooh, that looks really nice. Look at that. Try to see if I can get it to sparkle. That looks really cool. This would be good if you're building like a Fraggle Rock. Anybody remembers that show on TV, Fraggle Rock? Me and my old TV shows, I tell you. Just make stuff like that. Make a cave or something for your minifigures and just kind of have that like as a mysterious rock you walk into, and it's like a portal. Remember that old TV show? I think it was from the 70s, Land of the Lost or something. I used to watch that when I was a little kid. Well, at least reruns anyways. And that one wasn't Land of the Lost. That's what this is kind of reminding me as in a way here. So there's a lot of things you could do with this in terms of inspiration for minifigure scaled. Alright, where does this go here? There. Yeah, I can kind of see this guy being interested in this theme here. I'd like to see his original idea. I'll have to look it up just to see. You know, probably has 20 rocks and probably hidden things in it. Lego will strip it down and make the build drier than it was. Not to say that my stuff's any more interesting, but yeah, this is slightly different than the other side here, I believe. We'll take a look when we're done. I know the other night my mom was hinting for fast food, and I was like, ugh. I was like, oh, we've had enough junk food. We don't need any fast food around here. And no, because you don't like it. No, because I eat that stuff half the time for lunch, and it's not really a... It's just something to take the hunger out while you're working, and you're done with it. Okay, are we forgetting something? I got one extra curved tile here. I did make a mistake. Right here. No, I did that. Oh, never mind. I'm checking here. I got 2 of these little curved ones here. On something as hideous as this, I don't think it's really going to matter, although you could just shove more on there if you want. Well, we're missing something here. Let's go back here and look. Yep. See, that's what happens sometimes. Just if you think you got too many pieces, just go back and look. If you have one of each, then you know you're good. And this is usually what you have that's left over remaining. For bag 7, not too bad at all. And then now we stick the amethyst right in here on the top. And let's start setting that up while we're here. Not actually officially setting it up, because I'm going to put this one on a turntable. Okay. And that's what yours supposed to look like. It's easier when it's on a stand. Now when I do the tour, I'm just going to bring these up and show them like this. I may just leave them on the table. I don't think I even need a turntable for it. And essentially that's what these are. And it looks like these fit in here. So at the they don't snap together, unfortunately, but they look like they belong. And it's a collaborative build here at the very end. So just imagine this being in a classroom. It's a group build. And that's it. And then here's some of these. This is how it works. You have your idea, you submit it, and you get these out here at the very end. Lego, you could have sent me any one of these. That one looks really fun. And followed by these two. This one looks better. This one, I'm not into boats, but these look good. And then I got this. Out of all those sets, this is what they sent me. I mean, I can't be that ungrateful, but it's not really a fun one. Those other ones look a lot better. Those other ones look more like mock quality. This is more like somebody's mock in addition. And I'm going to need the book here when I do the review, because I will need to, we'll point these out as we go. They're not in order. So I'd say, yeah, I'm going to say a 6, probably a 9 just with build quality. You know, build experience was just lacking for me on this one, so I don't really count my build experience, but I will mention it. But packing quality was just horrific with some of the stuff scratched. I'm going to say a 6, but what saved this one was collaborative build up to 3 people. You know, think about it. Usually it's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, and 7. So maybe, 4 to 7 people, or 3 to 7 people, but I'm going to say 3. So everybody gets to work on their own portion of the builds. The smallest one actually had the most pieces. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I think we're done. So it's just basically setting up at this point, putting together and setting up. And yeah, I mean, it pretty much looks like what we have here. But this is for a small audience. Well, I think that's it. Let me take a picture of this real quick. And let me make sure. Is it the way it's supposed to be on the cover of the box? Or the better thing here, before I do something silly, we'll keep these in order. That means I can just read off here. So left to right, bottom to top. So that works. Then I don't have to think too much. I just want to get this one done. But I mean, it's fine for an institution. But, all right, well, now we're going to go for the formal tour and review. Here's the mineral collection all assembled, and honestly it's a unique set. Not really my type, but we have 3 display racks that can hold up to 6 minerals, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Here's the penny tour here. So here, and I'm going to try my best to take a tour of everything and try to pronounce all these rocks here. So we got pyrite, at least I could say that one correctly. Then we have the watermelon tourmaline. That's kind of cool, and this is what one of the back of these look like. So it's, at least it's finished off on the front and back. Not too terribly bad. Also looks like we got some of these Minecraft animal heads up here too. Yeah. We got the center section. If you notice, these all come apart. So here we have the amethyst on the top, and this is, and I'm going to try it here, Rhodochrosite, more like redstone. Now, of course, these can just pop off. And this is not meant to be something you can roughhouse with, but there's more of a closer look at that. Isn't that cool? It looks really cool. I like the feel of that. Looks more like some kind of magical portal you'd see in Minecraft. And of course, like this one here could be popped out too. Just snap off. And so you could pretty much reconfigure these a little bit. And then here we got the last one here. Let me use my handy cheat sheet, which is the fluorite. Not too bad. And then the Tangerine Quartz. Let's just leave them in the holder here. So they all do detach, and like I said, though, you can just pop these off. They're held by one stud. Not the most sturdiest way to attach these, because if you move this around, these could just pop off, fall, and yeah, you'll be cleaning up a mess until the cows come home. And that's essentially what these are. And they just sit inside here. They don't snap. And here's the back. Sorry, no turntable today. This is a penny tour. And, you know, they had flat tiles on the back, but you know, there's always one side that has to face the wall. But at least on the back of these, they're finished off. So it can be viewed from both angles if desired. So if you've got shelving with mirrors, you're safe. This would be okay. So we're going to start the review with build quality. I'm going to say build quality is average. Unless there's an easier way to keep these fixed to these little racks, these are going to fall off. Like I could just bump this and it'll fall off. Just one stud will hold that in there, and that's not really good. Putting them in, though, depends on how patient you are. They do snap back in. Now, I was looking at the shelving thinking, oh, these are going to fall apart. These are pretty sturdy. So despite what they look like, these are pretty sturdy little frames, so don't expect these to fall off. Just the items on the shelf. This one's the heaviest. This one will fall right off. So the build quality, like I said, is average. My build experience, and honestly, this set was not really entertaining to put together. Now, if you're interested in minerals or rocks and crystals, this should be a fun one, especially for a learning institution like a school or even a university. But for an individual like myself who's not into minerals, this one was boring to put together. I'm being blunt honest there. But it's a good educational set, especially with the handy book here that gives you the information about each one of these minerals and crystals. It's more of a learning piece than anything else. So this is something you'd see more in an institution where we're learning about minerals and stuff. And in addition, like I said, up to 3 people can build this. So these are separate. If you really want to get gutsy, up to 7 people. But each person would have their own building guide. So they're all separate until the very end you put them together. So it's a good little collaborative build up to 3 people. If you're building this by yourself, it would still work, 3 people. But 4 people, you can have one person build this. This is separate from that. But some of these, you're building this piece here and this. And then you build this crystal here last, and then you set it in there. So, like I said, it's 3 to 7 people. But I think 3 people more comfortably can put this one together. Also, one other quick note about this set. This is for a small audience who are into minerals. For someone like myself who's into city builds and cityscapes, this one just did not cut it for me. But you could take some of these and put them in your Lego city. Like this could be some portal. You can put this in like maybe a theme park, or even if you're building some kind of a cave. I'm sure these would work. Maybe put that in front of your casino. We don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with this in terms of putting them in a city. Not playable, but they can be decorations for a Lego City theme. I could see this right here being used in some kind of a dark cave, and that could be a portal. Maybe a portal into the underworld. We don't know, you know, but you could use your imagination with this one here. This one I've seen in Minecraft a few times. But other than that, it's just meant to be an educational set. And sadly, I got to give this set a 6 out of 10. Just 1 point off for build quality. That's not too bad. But the other 3 points was scratched pieces. A lot of these transparent pieces came in pitted and scratched. Now, you're not going to see those, but for this being a new set, especially for $59.99, I should not see pieces in that condition. So I'm dinging off heavy on that. And this score does not reflect the author of this build. And just as a footnote, let's take a look here at the author real quick, because I am going to include that in here. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name here. What is that? Dario Del Frate, if I'm saying that right. That's who he is. That's who designed this. So he's obviously into rocks and minerals and such. Oh, that's the picture of the original. And honestly, I'd rather do that one than this one here. This one looks a lot more colorful. But it looks pretty close. But honestly, though, for me, in closing statement on this set, I just wasn't too interested with the build. I just couldn't get into this one. It wasn't exciting for me. But nonetheless, if you're into this or you're looking for something for learning, here you go. This one's pretty good for that. But tell me what you think.